I'm Ian Rush and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Okay.
All the talk has been since the transfer window and probably a lot of last season as well, and you touched on earlier, of the need for a goal scorer to help out with the goal scoring situation. But there's an argument that the team, and particularly in midfield, might benefit more from a typical playmaker, number 10 role, that position at the striker, the front of the midfield, to help with the creation of goals.
No, I think you're spot on, 150%. That's all part of shaping the squad. You think of, listen, if I've got 140, 150 million, I can get them all at once. But I haven't got that. So it's about prioritising now for the window. So January window is something that we need goal scorers. We're creating chances. In the summer, that's a priority for me. It's one of the priorities to keep us moving forward again. Is that clear, creative top number 10.
Is that a role that you foresee Suso fitting into in the future?
I think he's got a lot of learning, a lot of experience. I think it goes back to the one that you mentioned. Yeah, we can nurture him in that there, but we need it now. I think it's a role that, he's 18, 19 now, so he's learning his trade, learning his game. But for us to improve, and he'll get opportunities to work that position over the coming years. But we may need something, I believe now, over the course of these next 6 months. And if the right one's available, I would like to think that we would be in the market for that. But that's certainly an area that I believe can really help us.
Paul from the Supporters Committee.
Hi, Paul.
Brendan, the team seems to have had loads of confidence among some of the players, particularly when we talk about Philip Henderson and how he's improved in a couple of recent games. What impact has the sports side had?
No, it's the guy that brought him was a guy called Dr. Steve Peters, and Steve just sits in the background. He's and I've always worked with neurologists in the clubs that I've been at, and it's not just, these are more, they're not, he's like a performance coach, and what it is, someone like Steve really helps with not just the football element. It's not so even that. It's managing the mind really. What you're trying to do is you're looking, when you send out a player onto the field, you're trying to take care of as much of the background noise that you possibly can, so that in order when he walks up those steps at Anfield and goes out onto the pitch, his mind is as clear as possibly can be. And this has been his field for a number of years, and everyone will see the impact that he made in terms of cycling. But he's worked with Ronnie O'Sullivan, he's worked with all types of sports people, but his ways of working about life in general, and because I believe that in order to get the best performances on the field, you need to be happy and you need to be confident, and he's another tool which we would use in relation to doing that. It's never pushed upon the player, It's someone also for me to bounce ideas off, because sometimes you're the leader and you're the manager, but it's also important that I can speak with someone as well and throw things about, which I have great staff here, don't get me wrong, but I always like different views as well. But like as I said, he's there as a tool for the players to use, and a lot of the players have worked and talked with him, which has been great, and they found it beneficial, which is the most important thing. And in the modern game, I might have said it when I was here before, the cornerstone of development, you're talking technical, tactical, physical, mental. Technical, tactical and physical is something that most club will do at different levels. But that sort of mental side of the game, especially in team sports, can sometimes be frowned upon. But the bottom line is about maximising how the individual plays. And that's something that every way in which I can get a little 1% to help the players, then I will do that. And circling back, he's been terrific.
Become useful to other players?
No, because a number of them have And this is the thing about football. A number of them will maybe not say anything, but they go and see one outside of football, which is, it's just this maybe stigma within me. It depends what the role is. I've sort of brought Steve in the background, really. Some people bring them in and put them right to the front, expect them to perform miracles. Now, this is a guy who's one of the leading medical doctors in Britain, but so happens to be, as I said, has worked in sport and with sports people, and has helped players here before he actually came in here. So for me in my work of trying to get a neurologist in, he was one that stood out clearly as one of the leading guys in the world in what he does, and so far his impact has been terrific. It's not something that it's always going to, just you have someone like this, it's not always, bring success, but over the intermediate and the longer term, he'll prove very worthwhile.
Not going to bring Eileen Drury and I.
Totally different way of work.
Dan, Mike, last couple.
First of all, I'd just like to say it's been a real privilege you taking such a long time out of your day to spend so much time talking to us today. It's been a real privilege. I just wanted to ask about the Brendan Rodgers ultimate objective in the end game. Now, I've got no doubt that in your minds you know where we need to be, and the level of capability we need to reach. I can't remember the 4 P's: possession, patience, penetration. It's clear that where we need to go. The question is, I guess, how far off that, in your own mind, are we? The level of capability we are today versus where we need to go, and how all that time and budget and investment and coaching that needs to get us to where you want us to be.
Yeah, listen, I think all this 4P stuff and all that, a lot of these things are driven by the media. I've got to say, they try and stick things on you and because it makes them sound clever. For me, it's one where this is something that I'll inherently believe in however long I'm here. This isn't a Brendan Rodgers model. This is what I believe this football club needs however long I'm here. I hope to be here for many years to see it through. But what the club needs in order for it to progress, I think last year was the lowest it had finished or whatever in the league for so many years, right? And what it needs now is the reality check of where it's at, which I think has happened, and then it needs to be built and created, and given that time to do that, hopefully I can be the man in charge with doing that for over the next numbers of years, because I believe that this model will work in terms of bringing young players through, having established players mixed in along with that as well, but then having an infrastructure behind that and a backbone as a club in order to have this way of working and then to grow that. How long will it take? I believe I'm signed here for 3 years, and I have an inherent belief that in that period we can affect those top 4 positions. How easy is that going to be? It's going to be incredibly difficult because of the investments and whatnot. I would only hope that in that period that supporters will come and look at that and see what we're trying to do and actually enjoy it. The number of supporters that I spoke to and that have come to Liverpool for years, and actually they loved winning the trophies, but equally, if not more, they just loved the football that this club was associated with. And all I'm trying to do here is bring back that game to Liverpool. It's not, I hear all this rubbish about Brendan Rodgers, this and that and that. No, it's how I've always worked. I've worked with kids that way. And as I said, I would work with, if I couldn't work at a club that would allow me to work this way, I'd rather work with children, because I believe it's the way to do it. But this is what Liverpool's history has been about. I listened to the DVDs and the CDs that you've all done with Shankly, and you listen to Shankly talking all them years ago, and you think that was back then. Football is football. There was no rocket science in it. There's no trying to reinvent the wheel here. This is, you listen to Shankly talking, you think he was the current manager of Barcelona talking. but the collective and sharing the ball and, you know, sharing the disappointments and being together as one. You know, going down one side of the field, coming back, going out the other side. Things he talks about, working hard when you haven't got it. It's not rocket science, you know, but it's a model. It's how I've always worked, and obviously I've got every confidence that each year I'm here we will progress and progress. And as I said, I know the demands now of the modern game, because it's about now and short-termism, and I know it must be so frustrating for you supporters in every way. You know, I really feel for you. You know, you stood on the cop, and probably most of you, and I really sense that you want to really get behind me and the team, and I feel that, and then we'll let you down because we'll lose a game or we'll not quite score the goals, and you know, and you want to give me the back in, and it's difficult because I'm only in the door. You know, I understand all of that. As long as you back the team, you know, you don't need to. I will here and fight for this club for as long as I'm here. And as I said, the most important thing is that the players get the support. I believe in this way of working has brought me the success before coming to here. And this is what this club is about. Getting that structure, getting the infrastructure in place. And then hopefully then it's in place over the coming years and the many years. It can be like what this club is about, known as the Liverpool way. That's what it used to be here, 70s and 80s. One thing you knew, it was about football and winning. At the minute, we're trying to get the football right, trying to get the winning, and hopefully the success will follow.
Brendan, Mike Kennedy, first just wanted to echo Dan's comments really, and say thanks for taking the time to meet with us today. I think we've all seen in the past what can happen when communication between the club and fans breaks down, so just got the opportunity to have this dialogue is fantastic. Thank you. And just to go back to really sort of, I guess, the sort of running theme from today, lots of questions about the January transfer window. I think we all see bringing in some more effective forward players as being the key to us moving forward. I wonder if you could just talk a little bit about the profile of striker you're looking to bring in. So, you know, perhaps Andy Carroll figure doesn't necessarily fit the ideal profile versus a Barini will do more so. And then secondly, I wonder if you could just explain, because a 4-3-3 system isn't something we're used to seeing in Liverpool. How do you see that forward line working from a tactical point of view in terms of what are the responsibilities of each of those three players, and how does the shape of that look to you?
Yeah. I think in terms of, so your first one in terms of the profile of the striker, you know, here all these, you know, you'll see things in, you know, but doesn't prefer Andy Carroll or doesn't prefer it. Doesn't matter. That striker there, as long as he's mobile, if he has mobility, if you're going to be a top team at the top level, you show me any striker, how big, doesn't matter how big they are, how small they are. They have to have the mobility to play centrally, and that central axis of the team. And so that's something that clearly I look for. But then that offers you lots of combinations. You know, when you're at home, you know, that ability to move defenders about. When you're away from home, sometimes if you're defending in a low block, you know that you can really counter a team with real pace and purpose. But that central striker, for me, having that mobility is important. But running alongside that, he needs to want to score goals. You have to want to get a goal. You know, Lewis, as I said, has done brilliant for us this year in that sort of Roman role.
Do you see him staying
No, I don't know. I think if I had the clear nine, I think he can move and play. You know, he can play as the third man. You know, he can play, if you played the 2 and the 1, he can play in that number 10 role. He can play from the side, you know, where he's joined in close to that central striker. You know, because what he does is, he's outside the box. You know, and then when he gets in the box, it's normally for a pullback. We need to have someone who's going to be in that, between the penalty spot and the frame of the goal, in that 6-yard box, who can get a goal. And that's a natural thing, that's an instinctive thing that someone's born with, to be in there. You can coach it and you can improve it. But if you don't have that ability to want to get in there and get a goal, it's difficult. So the profile of the player, he can be as tall as he wants. He can be as small as he wants. It's about the mobility, and it's about that, that ability to move in there.
So
For me,
So the aim is of the three is to have one guy kind of lead the line with nothing.
Yeah, one that has the mobility to set the game up, but also can spin and move. And then what you've got then is, you've then got two players that can be close to him. Two players that can be close. So if you look at our fullbacks that can join in, you get players on the inside that can really dip in and run in to score. And that's how the 4-3-3 can be made richer as we go along, because it's the types of players that you have. They're the guys that make it rich as you grow. So you can have wingers on the outside that are clear wingers that dart and still score goals and come in. Or as I said, you've got this guy here, and you get two relatively close to him.
One of whom will be Suarez, so I just understand.
Yeah.
So he will be one of the most supporting role.
Yeah, it's one where it allows him to not be, because his strength isn't the ball coming into him, setting the game up, being loose. At times it'll break down with him, but that's not his strength. His strength is on the move. But when you have someone on the move, then you need to have people that are clearly getting in the box. And that for me is if that was someone there that can work that way, work that role, then it allows him to still move and still have the same creativity.
He's so creative as well, isn't he?
Absolutely. But you find with him, as I said, the number of times he's on the touchline, he wriggles himself into position on the touchline, and he's looking to pull it back for someone. And as I said, there's not people naturally that are in there. Like as I said, he's normally, if he's pulled onto the left, you get young maybe Raheem, he's 17, he's still trying to find his way into being a Liverpool player. And then we had a period of young Soso on the side. Again, young guys that are trying to find their way in the game. So I'm always having to look, where's our goals going to come from?
It's Enrique, isn't it?
So that's what I'm saying. So we pushed him up on the left side so that he could then go and join in and get in the box.
He was.
But yeah, absolutely. But my plan with him then is to get him doing a similar role from behind. And now he's got that, because now then we've gained a player. So now he's got the instinct, once that, once the ball hits the back of the net, it gives him the energy and the motivation to go again. If we get another one in front of him who's the willingness to score, then that can help us. But I think in terms of the system, the 4-3-3, you can play whatever system you want. For me, my most important thing is the style. The system can be whatever. You can be rubbish in 4-3-3. You can be rubbish in 4-4-2. You can be rubbish in 3-5-2. Whatever system it is. For me, it's more about the control and domination of the ball, the intensity, the tempo, the fast football, being able to be aggressive in your play. And I think a whole number of games this season we've been that at home. The frustration has been that we haven't capped it off at the end. We should have murdered so many teams. There's teams who came out of Anfield and got a draw, or it was only 1-0, and they've got on the bus and must have thought, bloody hell, we got out of jail then. You look at the Southampton, look at Newcastle game. It's unbelievable. But you can't keep talking about it. That's the point. It refers back to what you said. That's why you haven't heard me talk about the crossbar and the post and the thing. No. You score the goal. That's why they're there. So if you keep getting the bar and the post, then don't talk about it.
You get the same referees as well when you get a bad decision when you the postman to sort of sit back and think, oh, everything's going against us today, the important. That seems to be the difference this season. We seem to be fighting back better after we've had a little setbacks that might be out of our control.
And that's something that I've talk about, that's the mentality with the players. You know, you have to, for me, I want us to be a team that we're building on that golden period, that no matter what's happened in the game, because for me the best teams, they start quick and they finish strong. And in that sort of golden period of last 15 minutes, whatever has happened in the game, we have to be pressing and pushing relentlessly throughout the game. The referees one, I've got to say, it has been amazing, and I've had to take a stand back from it at times, or else I'm just like a record repeating. And I also know I'm representing you as supporters. If you're switching on the TV and you listen to me talk all the time about referees, you'd want to throw something at the TV, you know. But there's no doubt it's been very, very disappointing how so many of the decisions have actually gone against us. You know.
What's you put it down to?
Jonathan turn the mics now. I'm not sure. I think once we get one penalty, that'll spark off a load.
Well, it's okay to give Liverpool a penalty time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think.
We'll invite you to the party.
Sorry?
We'll invite you to the party when that happens.
I've got to say that was funny with the Suarez moment. They got the free kick that time.
Yeah.
That was terrific. But no, it's, you know, obviously I spoke to Mike Riley on it, and
It got worse.
hey, I was at a
weekend.
Norwich
Suarez. Norwich.
Where he got pancaked.
Yeah.
Absolutely, they're getting the head locked.
And then fella falls on him afterwards. I mean, what?
Yeah.
And then someone has to get him booked.
Yeah. And then jumps up.
Yeah. And the boy who was the linesman that day was the linesman who gave us the decision against us at Everton.
Oh, don't say that. I didn't know that. Was it?
Yeah, the lino that on that game at Norwich was the boy who didn't give us the goal, the winner against Everton.
Just give us a name, Brendan.
So usually like the Irish, I have to keep it. But no, so I think but I'm one that I don't want to go on, you know, we control what we can. I think that our biggest thing this year has been that we've created chances that we haven't scored goals. If we'd have scored some of the goals, then we probably wouldn't have been talking so much about the referees. But it's, as I said, we just need to just keep grafting. There's no rocket science, you know. What I'm trying to do is just trying to take care of the short term, knowing that you need results to keep having oxygen, and what I'm trying to do. So I understand that 150%. And so my eye is very much on giving you belief now that what we're doing now can help us in the long term. And I know that results is going to give you that. And I think, as I said, we're still within the distance of achieving what we want to achieve. What we need to do is trying to build the consistency in our game. So that's the biggest thing over probably the last numbers of years here. And that's our big challenge.
Coming back to the penalty instance, how much communication do you have with the officials after the game? And how long after the game do you speak to them at all?
Yeah, you're not supposed to, especially for a half hour after the final whistle. I've got to say, after the Everton game, I went in, you know, it was after the half hour period, and the young linesman who disallowed it, he was devastated. He was absolutely distraught. So
good.
No, because my point to them was, and to Mike Riley at the time, was that that is the easiest decision you can make. And if you get the easy ones wrong, because as the linesman, sometimes, isn't it, you're trying to look, but this was easy. You're here, the free kick's there. You can actually see the ball and the play. So it's not out of your vision at any time. Everything's there in front of you. So to see it, the ball go, and in your periphery you're seeing the line. Heads it, he clearly behind gets the goal, as we all seen. To then give it.
It's 4 seconds as well, isn't it, before you raise this flag?
Yeah, and people talked about Osman and that influence on that. He didn't really.
No.
He was in the box. There was no one over there screaming at him.
Did he say, was it just brain?
Just an error.
Or-
Just an error.
So he was quite open, aren't he?
Yeah, oh no, he was.
The communication, how much do you actually have with them?
Absolutely. Oh no, he when I walked in there, and Andre Martin thought a decent game, to be fair, but it was actually the two linesmen that day, because they scored from what was a throw for us, and then the goal later on that deprives us of the win. So he was distraught afterwards.
And the particular protocols when you are talking to them, or is it just man to man, let's have a chat and discuss questions?
You don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to go in. It's either you get the 3 opportunities where you can speak to them after the game. You can then ring up Mike Riley on the Monday, and or you can then you get the assessor then rings you up and asks you your opinion on the game, and obviously you always give it. I had Kevin Friend in here, the Premier League referee, one day working with the players out on the field to try and get some sort of rapport, because we were getting nothing. So I've tried everything to try Kevin in here to referee some of the games and training. He also gets to get a feel for the players that, do you know what, Liverpool haven't got anything. They say, but actually, do you know what, they're good lads and they're all right.
Yeah.
Didn't try and pay him.
Mention you, Ventus Roots, actually.
Absolutely. So, but no. So we're doing everything we possibly can to get results, every detail.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. No problem at all. If I just finished, but listen, I wish you all a very, very happy Christmas. I know the happiest you can be is probably when we win, but it's also time for your family as well. You got to.
Have you bought the single?
Hey. Yes. My I was advertising it yesterday. I was trying to do everything I could to sell it.
Appreciated as well by everybody. So.
No, it's no problem. As I said, I wish you all good health and peaceful Christmas, and as I said, we can get the points, and like as I said, I'll keep fighting for you. I know it's frustrating, but when the success does come, we'll look back on these days hopefully and feel them as parts of building our rapport, which is important. Okay, safe journey. Take care. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming.